We live in one of the most amazing times to enjoy this hobby, RC planes included. With advancements in technology, foams that are used, these things are way more durable than what foam planes used to be back in the day. Now if you're watching this video, you're one of two people. You're either a subscriber of ours, which means you're awesome, or you are probably looking at a beginner plane for yourself or someone that you care about. Well, we're getting this out just in time for Christmas, so this might belong under your tree. What we're gonna do today is show you this plane from start to finish for the beginner, someone that's never flown before, because that's exactly who this is designed for. And here's a bonus. Through our link in the description box below, this is under $100. It comes with everything you need, no building required, and batteries, chargers, everything. You literally take this out of the box, plug it in, and a half hour later, you can be in the air. So I'm gonna fly this for about a minute, and then my wife, Abby, which is a more beginner into this hobby, will show you the rest of the flight. So literally from start to finish, this is what you get with this Champ ready to fly. Check that out. I have done nothing extra to this besides a little bit of cheating. I did take my charger out, which is charged via USB. You could charge this at home on your Xbox, you could charge it on your computer, your phone charger, or you could take it to the field and use one of those power packs or charge it in your car. That's awesome. These things are cheap and so are the batteries. We'll link those in the description box below too. You literally plug this in, it only plugs in one way. The red light comes on when it's charging and it goes off when it's finished. Keep in mind, there's your battery and your charger. Very simple. Again, this video is for a person that has never flown before, on a budget, that wants to try the hobby out. So to those of you that have been watching our more advanced airplane videos, just hang out. We'll have more stuff come to the channel soon. Here's the plane. I've done nothing to this. It comes like this. We're gonna take a little bit of plastic off of here that was protecting it, a little bit of plastic on the front, and now our plane's built and ready to fly.
That was amazing.
Wow. Amazing. You also get AA batteries, which is unheard of in this hobby, for your radio. And bear in mind your instructions are underneath your foam here, okay? They're taped underneath. We're going to talk a little bit about how to make this plane fly with this radio. And on that note, this, guys, is the very first video, because it's been highly requested on our channel, for an ultimate beginners series. This will be the first video of a playlist that will exist hopefully forever, as long as YouTube is around, for you to refer back to, this being the best budget-friendly, ready-to-fly plane. Batteries in the transmitter. Let's go over how you fly this plane. It's very simple to do. It's a 3-channel plane, which means one channel is your throttle. That's 0 throttle. That's 100% throttle. You probably only need to cruise around at about 50 to 60%, about halfway up or a little 3/4 of the way up when you're flying, okay? A lot of people like to just go full throttle the whole time. That can cause problems when you're flying and make it go a little bit faster, out of control. Then the right stick is going to be left and right, which uses the rudder here. You pull right to go right and you push left to go left. And then here's the thing that might confuse first-time flyers, but this is like all airplanes. You pull down or back to make the elevator go up, which is going to make the nose go up. And if you want to climb, you just pull back some and let it slowly climb. As you want to level out, release that stick and it will level out some, but you may need to push down or forward for the nose to actually come down. Generally speaking, you don't push the right stick forward all that often unless you need to lose altitude pretty quickly. So this is how we turn our plane on. We turn our radio on, we flip the plane over. The nice thing is they've given you red dots to line that battery up with, so you know which way to plug it in. And then there's Velcro already installed. We're just going to sit the battery on the Velcro. Probably I will take off that sticker on a later flight, because I know we're going to keep this little puppy. And we'll set that on the ground. We can do a little bit of an elevator test. You want to push down on the right stick, and if that goes up, you've done that correctly. And then if you push forward on the right stick, the elevator will go down. Now the right stick is also your rudder, So when we push left on the rudder, it will go left, and right, it will go right. And then if we go left and right with this, it does nothing on this plane. But if we give it some throttle, or push up on the left stick, we have throttle. So let's go fly.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. For the launch, you want to probably hold this in your left hand, even if you're right-handed. It sounds a little goofy, but you're gonna give it throttle, about half throttle.
Don't do it like that. Throw it with your right hand.
This is easier. This works because your right hand is ready to go on the control stick. You should try this, Abby.
I've thrown planes like that before. I disagree. Oh man, that just floated in the air. Wow. Oh, I'm excited now.
Just floats. So I'm at 0 throttle already. I told you guys with throttle this will climb. We're lucky because we're out here on a day where we have no wind. And that's what I encourage you guys to wait for. Just a nice calm day with no wind. Very docile, very small inputs. By small, I want you guys to see a shot of about what it looks like when I'm flying. So I'm gonna just keep the plane in the air at the same kind of attitude that I'm flying it now. And Abby, get a shot of my hand here.
Well, you went out of my shot.
Oh, don't worry about the plane. Just my hand for a second.
Oh, okay.
You see? 50% throttle, just tiny little touches of input. This is what will happen if you give it all input. So I'm holding right hard, I'm holding left hard, holding right hard. You see, it kind of gets a little squirrely. A lot of people give it too much input all at once, and they'll lose control with that. I want to see if this can do a loop or anything. Oh yeah, great. That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know if it'd be able to or not. With a little bit of wind coming at our backs now, we're gonna put the nose into the wind, push down, and then pull back, and there's a loop.
My turn.
Yep, I'm gonna land this, and then Abby's gonna fly it until the battery is completely out. Those beeping things you're hearing are our fellow club members getting ready to fly. So let me just go ahead and land this. Nose into the wind, I'm at 0 throttle. And here we go. Oh man, that is just beautiful. Look at that, beautiful.
Wow, good job.
Okay, Abby, it's all you. So she's doing the right-handed launch. Either way, works great on this plane. Nice, nice, nice. Abby's walking back to me, so.
Yeah, don't throw it like Nate did.
I like my way.
Throttle alone just lifts it up. Like 80–90% throttle, you just barely toss it and it'll go in the air.
Well, this is a good one for you to practice flying low to the ground.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Because I seriously think you would have to take a hammer to this to actually break anything.
I would say so.
It's such a slow flyer that, Abby, I'm trying to get close to you for the mic. I was scooting the camera close to her and she kept walking away like, what was going on? I think you'd have to try to break this little guy in order to break it. It's foam. Foam has in the RC plane world, for those old timers that have been in and out of this hobby for 30 or 40 years.
That's what happens when you give it too much input. It kind of does the little bouncy.
It overreacts if you do too much input. Yeah.
Nate's right, very little.
All the old timers, they think that foam is not the way to go. And you know what? When I started flying my first foam plane, I actually had a fuse inside the plane, and I would blow fuses almost every time I flew it, and that foam would snap and it was very hard to repair. Well, foam has come a long way and the types of foam that we use in the hobby, and this airplane is going to hold up for such a long time. And remember that case that I showed you guys at the beginning that this all came in? Keep that case, because you can put your plane away, and for storage that is just perfect. It'll protect the plane and it keeps everything all nice and tidy together. Look at that loop, Abby! You're supposed to be showing these guys how to fly beginner style.
Well, all you have to do a loop is give it full throttle, nose down, and then pull all the way back.
Very nice.
There you go. And then I didn't recover. I forgot to drop my throttle. That's why it zoomed back up.
You guys might hear a giant helicopter flying just down the field, which is really cool, the fact that we have a massive helicopter here, and Abby's flying this nice little yellow airplane.
I don't want to get too close to the heli. the heli would win.
Abby, I got a challenge for you since this flies so well. See if you can fly like average 5 feet off the ground the whole time, like right at eye level.
Okay.
And this is such a good plane for you to practice that with, because if you do touchdown, you're not gonna.
Get enough throttle.
That's okay. Yeah, I see what's going on. Let me brighten this up a hair since you're flying lower.
Yeah, I'm gonna drive you crazy. Going
Oh, it's fine, it's fine.
line.
Yeah, this is awesome. I love low flying on these slow style planes. And that is, it's just making me smile. Good job, Abby. Doesn't this fly so well?
Yeah.
Now, I want to be...
When I saw this plane, I was like, Nate, why haven't you bought me this plane?
Well, I want to be clear, okay? So, although this is an amazing... No, you got it. Good. Good job. Oh, tall grass landing.
I could have recovered, but I thought just land it.
She's back up. So what I was saying right there before you landed, I want to be very clear that although this is an amazing budget plane, larger planes do fly better. Okay, we want to show you guys that for under $100 you can get something in the air to learn on that flies great. We recently did our favorite RC planes, our top 4 planes of 2019 for beginners, and the last one we did was a $250 plane. Let's face it, not everybody has $250 that they can spend on this hobby, especially if they're new to the hobby and they don't know if they're going to enjoy it or not. Well, if you want to try it out, brand new plane for $100, this is the route to go. It's actually $90.
What I like about this plane is that it's peaceful.
Very.
There's literally no adrenaline rush. I mean, yeah,
for you.
There's an adrenaline rush, but like there's no fear. I should say there's no fear.
That's good, yeah.
No fear flying this one. And I like that. That's important when you're starting planes. Fear holds you back. I've let it hold me back for years now. And so to have a plane that's zero fear is awesome. Plus, I love the yellow. Yellow planes are my absolute favorite.
I like them too because look how
so easy.
Even on this overcast day, you can still see the yellow.
White planes make me so mad.
I like
white planes
too.
On a white sky are the worst. But yeah,
okay.
Yellow planes I love.
Right hand turn, Abby. Right hand turn. There you go. Practice that figure 8 pattern. This is a good plane to practice some basic stuff with like that. And I'm really impressed with the flight time on that tiny battery too. Now, I did. Because
this fun of my turning.
This
to show you.
Doesn't have ailerons, so it would be almost impossible to do a roll with. With the assistance of wind, it can be done, but basically you're looking at just loops on this to practice any kind of stunt. But loops are so much fun and they look so good in the air. Trying inverted?
No, really.
This would be a good one to try. I want to try inverted on this.
You want me to try inverted?
Well, do a half loop and then just hold a little bit, nose up.
How much throttle?
Halfway throttle the whole time, 50 to 60%.
Don't I have to give it a lot?
No.
Throttle to get it upside down?
No.
That doesn't work.
Okay, all right. Yes. Do more throttle.
You're steering me wrong.
I'm sorry. And you're inverted. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Nice, 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 nice. Oh no! Well, I think that proves our durability factor. I didn't get that on camera, but it literally, I was zoomed in. It literally bounced off the ground, upside down. And look at that. Look, perfectly. Look, toss it back in the air. One single shot, no cuts here. It's not like we went off and switched planes. Perfect. Perfect. That's awesome. We just proved durability factor. Great.
That's about as hard of a hit as you can get on this thing, by the way, just so you know.
You were like full throttle.
No, I let off the throttle, but it was going straight down.
Yeah.
I mean, that was right on the motor. The motor took all the brunt on that hit.
You know, even though this is a simple little 3-channel plane, I find myself jealous right now. I just really want to take the controls and fly it. I enjoy flying. Today's a calm day. It's just the perfect day to be out here at the field.
I knew when I saw this plane that I would like it.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew it.
ultimate beginner's buyer's guide is what we're shooting for here with this playlist. So we want you to have a good experience, and if you're on a budget, this has got to be the best plane for you to buy. Now, we've recommended more expensive planes to people as a better beginner plane, but again, this is the best budget option that's currently on the market. One thing to note too, if you do happen to get it through the link that we have provided, you're going to have amazing customer support there. We've been buying planes from them for years, basically my whole life.
You like these figure eights?
Those are beautiful, and they're so low and docile and silky smooth.
I was waiting for a compliment.
Whoops, I've lost you because a car pulled in back there.
I was waiting for a compliment and it never came, so I had to like address it.
I think I'm just very happy right now, and so I don't have anything to complain about.
I feel like you just want to grab the controls and like try to snap roll this thing.
I know, you can't though. All right, we had to cut out about 30 seconds there. Someone's looking for a local facility, so just add 30 seconds of the flight time.
Yeah, I like it, sorry.
Yeah, we're both quiet because we had a little distraction there. But what I'm going to shoot for is, I don't want to just end on this, on our ultimate buyer's guide for beginners and just the progression of the hobby. I want to continue this. This is just the very first video. We're going to have another plane on the channel fairly soon on a nice weather day that is a good one to progress into from this, or maybe if you just have a little bit more money in your wallet, you can start. Are you out of throttle? Nope. Yes? Does it feel low?
I don't know, let me listen to it. See, that guy has his car running, so now it's hard to hear.
It's a little, it'll probably pulse. Are you full throttle? No, you're good. Nice flight time, very nice flight time. But we're going to progress both in technology and price point, and then we're also going to talk about amazing chargers and accessories, things that you really need to have in the hobby. The noises are picking up here like crazy because we do fly at an industrial park zone. So, no!
I got too close to that.
Durability test again.
Alright, the battery's lasting so long, I told Nate he could have a turn because he's dying, and this time he's taking off like a normal person, a normal human being.
Don't say that. Okay, for this plane, it is easier to do that, but for more advanced planes,
I know.
you have to do that.
I know.
Do not say, you're going to get torn to shreds.
For this plane, it literally just goes right up. You give it 80%, 90% throttle, it's in the air.
Yep, and then ease off on the throttle once, because if you hold 80% throttle, it's going to do this.
It's going to climb.
About 50% throttle is where it likes to cruise, and then just enjoy flying. Because,
are you going to try inverted?
Now, I will tell you guys, yeah, let's try inverted. We actually flew this for about 2 more minutes off camera because Joe Schmo that was looking for the county jail. Okay, I didn't feel good about that, so let me get lined up. I want to get, it has to be centered since I don't have aileron control. Here we go. And we're upside down. Ah,
no. Oh, it just doesn't have the elevator authority to be able to do inverted.
Here's a launch with no power.
Launch with no power, Nate says. Wow. Wow, that like flew. It flew. Without power. Nice. Don't do that at home because you might forget to turn the power off. No power again. That is cool. So he's throwing it, and right when it starts to dip down back toward the ground, he's giving it juice.
Yeah, for about 2 seconds.
That is cool.
No power. I've never really launched a plane like that.
That's fun.
This is a really awesome little plane. Even off camera that I was saying how the guy that was looking for the county jail that came in, and he's gone now, Abby and I tried to fly inverted, maybe just showing off to him a little bit, and it bounced into the ground twice. So we've hit the ground like 4 times now on this 20+ minute flight. I told Abby when we did this video, hey, let's just do this one. It's only going to probably take 5 or 6 minutes. I cannot believe we're still getting a flight on this.
And batteries for this are cheap.
Very cheap. We'll have those linked in the description box below too. but for under $100, this is the ultimate beginner's airplane for sure. Ready to fly, very, very durable. And for 3 channels, it's going to teach you the basics of how to fly. And if you are a beginner, fly much higher than what we're flying now. Maybe about this height here, because it's enough room to, if you get into a death spiral here or something.
Or the up and down spiral, that happens a lot too.
Enough time to recover. So if that would happen, and this is a pretty common thing, let's say you get into this little maneuver right here, where you're diving.
Woo.
Yeah, everything happens quick when that happens. You want to just pull down on the right stick and just centered, okay? So at least you'll level out like that. You'll still be in a spiral, but if you just push back on the right stick, you'll and no left or right with it, you'll pull up. See? You gain your altitude back, then you just push the opposite direction a little bit and it'll level the wing off.
Well, I think this battery life is going to outlive our ability to stand in the cold, because it is very cold today.
I think I want to land it because this is an insanely long flight time. Let's do one more loop for the road, and then I'll try to give a nice smooth landing on the grass. This is a very awesome plane. One more loop, and let's just go ahead and slowly come in for a cool smooth landing on the grass. Oh.
That wasn't a cool, smooth landing.
And we're down.
Perfect.
Wow, upside down.
That's okay.
There you go. That was way more impressive than I expected it to be, especially on flight time. Toward the end of our flight, we did get about 2 to 3 mile-an-hour winds with maybe 5 to 6 mile-an-hour gusts, and it stayed in the air just fine. I highly recommend, if you're a beginner pilot, and you probably are if you're buying this, wait until the calmest time of the day that you have access to and fly then. Get a 20-minute, 30-minute flight in, which is crazy on that little thing. That is so awesome. And you'll get better and better with each flight. On your first flight, if it stayed in the air for 20 seconds, call that a success story. And then toss it again and shoot for 30 seconds. Your ultimate goal is to keep that level wing as long as possible and just very small inputs on the radio to make any movement at all. This is a very, very good place to start in the hobby on a budget. We'll have more beginner stuff focused purely on the beginner getting into the RC plane hobby on the channel very soon. Welcome to the beginning episode of the Ultimate Beginner Series on the TheRcSaylors. I'm so excited about this because I've been teaching people how to fly for a long time. What a great place to start. This will be linked in the description box below. You need to pick up one for yourself or someone that you might think enjoy this. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye!